below $100,000. Everybody is panicking and believing that the bull market is potentially over, but there's one pattern that could change the trajectory of what people's perception is right now. I will show you exactly what that pattern is and which altcoins are still able to trade even though Bitcoin is going down. Let's go. Hi guys and welcome back. Sorry that I was yesterday not here. I warned you, my girlfriend's birthday was yesterday, that's why I was not here. I tried, but it was impossible. So I jumped directly into today's charts here. And I want to show you something that saved us every single time when Bitcoin had a massive move to the downside. But this is no guarantee that this will work today again. And let me just zoom in here a little bit more really quickly. So there, way better. I'm sitting a little bit closer. So there we go. So, and that was the weekly RSI, guys. The weekly RSI, every single time when the weekly RSI came down here to around 44%, we got in the RSI a nice and juicy bounce back to the upside into higher levels, and that subsequently led to a big move in Bitcoin and a spike into higher prices. So every single time here in September 2023, then here in summer 2024, and then again here in September 2024, and then here in March, basically April 2025, and now we're again in this area. This area needs to hold. We need to get a bounce from here, that in that area from next week's candle. If we are not getting this by next week, then Bitcoin is in real trouble and we have to rethink everything what we think is going on right now with Bitcoin. Now when we go into a daily chart, so here as you can see, obviously we are breaking here below $100,000 right now, sitting at key support level, all the way down to like $98,730. Lose that level and there's one last line of defense, and that would be all the way down here to like $94,300. Lose this level and we are in big trouble. Now, do I believe that we are breaking this level? So if my thesis that I'm gonna explain you right now is correct, we are not going to break that level. We could see a wick slightly below, but come straight back up, and then we will go higher. I'm going to show you in a moment what pattern that I'm looking at. And at the same time, this whole area would be then considered the deviation out of the range, and the range is up here. But only if we get, of course, a bounce here. So if we're not getting here a bounce back above this upward sloping trend line, and we rather keep breaking here support levels, then we will go lower. And I'm not saying that the bull run is then over, but we go more or less than like into a cool down phase where price will consolidate for a couple of weeks or even months before we will start gaining momentum to go back to the upside. Now, when we're looking here on this daily chart, so this here is one scenario that I believe could be happening here, that we are getting here at some point this V-shaped recovery back to the upside by reclaiming first $101,700 and then go back here to the golden ratio at $106,000 and $106,700. I believe that here initially we're gonna get a rejection when we come back up there because it was a strong support level that we broke over here. So this is now strong resistance on the way back up. So the initial move should be getting rejected from there. We come back down, consolidate, and then you get a breakthrough through that level, and then we need to get back above the 200 moving average here on the daily chart, and we usually in a bull run never stayed a long time below that. So, and we also cannot stay a long time below that if we want to get continuation, because if we go back here into the past, here you see in March when we broke this 9th of March, a month. So a month, yeah, a month or two is okay there when we stay below that. Yeah, a month, yeah, 4 to 7, 8 weeks is okay, but not longer than that. So here we are now below that for, okay, just basically 4 days. So we potentially just started here. So if we get some consolidation below the 200 moving average for a month or two, that is still fine. But once we come back up here to the 200 moving average and we're not breaking then above the 200 moving average and we get a rejection, then that's it, guys. Then you can forget about the bull run. That will be the confirmation signal that we basically need to understand if we are still in a bull run or not. If we get there rejected, that's it. So, but for now, I still believe that we are currently in a bull run. On the 4-hourly chart, oh, this is also not a good sign here, actually. I just see this. We are trading in this downward sloping parallel channel. The only thing that gives me a little bit hope is when I look here at the stochastic RSI that we are about to bottom out here and the RSI tries to slightly turn around. So that is the only thing that gives me a little bit of hope right now. And that we have here a bullish divergence. So price technically going down, doesn't matter if I draw this line or try to take it from here. So that here is definitely a bullish divergence right now that has not played out. And that is of course also good news for us. The only problem is break below 24% on the RSI and this bullish divergence is invalidated, or at the same time if price closes below $98,800, also there I think that bullish divergence will get invalidated. But for now we have a bullish divergence here, and that means we should get here in the next 7 to 8 hours a bounce back to the upside. But even if we get a bounce, we have immediately a resistance area here from $102,000 to $103,400 right now, and this is the most imminent resistance area that we need to break for continuation back to like $106,000. On the 30 minutes chart also here, we got yesterday a strong rejection from the downward sloping trend line. We tried here 3 times, 4 times, 5 times actually. 5 times is when we tried to get above this level, and every time we failed. And then when you see something getting tested multiple times, at some point the price will go the way of least resistance, and here in this scenario that was to the downside. And also here again 100, this is the 50 moving average, I think. Let me check again, I'm here not sure. Is it the blue one the 50 or the 200? I think it's 200. Oh no, it's the 100. Okay, so here it retested the 100 moving average, and also here rejection, and then we started to fall to the downside. Not good. So now I will show you the pattern that I believe is going to happen here, that I'm personally looking out for. But you also need to be aware of the invalidation of that pattern. So, and there, maybe you see it already, because my trained eye would spot this immediately what I'm talking about, but I'm going to show it to you. So what I'm looking at, oh wow, what is this? That's not what I wanted. So this is what I wanted. So what I'm looking at here is a potential W pattern. So the problem is you don't know how low that second low will be. So it is right now in my bounce area that I have mapped out. I'm gonna zoom here a little bit in that you can see that a little bit better. So we are currently actually in that area here, and we are bouncing. Look here, a little bit, not crazy, but a little bit from that specific area here. Break this area and we will go below the low that we put in a couple days ago. So, and then it would still be considered a W pattern, just a distorted one, if we go a little bit lower. So if we go here to $97,700, it's still okay as long as we come back up and reclaim the 1.618 golden pocket here at $100,250 and start the climb back to the upside. So, and it will be confirmed that we have a W pattern once we're breaking above $104,000. So this is what I'm looking right now at for adding to my trades or for new setups. But we need to get this confirmation that that we break back above the 1.618 level, and only from there I would open new Bitcoin long positions, not before. If you want to front run this W pattern. So the right way to do that, I explain this every single time, the right way to trade a W pattern is when you take the neckline and trade it from there. So and here I think that the target would be lining up more or less with, yeah, the 0.786. So there $108,900 approximately is the price target. So if I adjust this here, that is a 4.8% move to the upside. Your stop loss is slightly around here. 1 to 3.5 risk to reward ratio, absolutely fine to take the trade. And potentially you can trade this even higher afterwards, because there are so many key resistance areas in between that we would break and flip into support, that I would potentially let this run even higher, at least to like $111,000, $112,000, just based on the levels that we break for continuation in that scenario. So here you can go screenshot this if you want to just take this away, that you see this W pattern. So this is potentially what's going to play out here. So it will be invalidated if we break anywhere below $97,000. I don't believe that then a W pattern will be still playing out here, but for now we have formed everything what we need besides the right leg of that W pattern. So once we complete the right leg, then you have to find a confirmation. But like I said, I would personally front run this here and just wait like $1,000 climb in Bitcoin to enter a position. And not right now, definitely not right now. But once we get here above the $100,000 mark. Now, even though the market is massively red, we were still able to pull here profits out of it, and even out of a coin that was running already like crazy today. So just that you see here in the Telegram group that that we have, the private one, I sent you the ICP signal. I also said here in the morning, I wished we would have caught that way earlier, but then I found still an entry for us, and it went really quickly. Here you see at 2 p.m. 4 minutes, I sent the trade at 2:30. All targets hit, and then we made nice money here on that specific trade. So if you want to trade with us together, then you need only to go here to Weex. Here's also still my Bitcoin trade running, a little bit underwater right now, but I still think that this is going to print. I need a Weex account for that. You get, where is that actually? Where did this go? Okay, this left the building. So you get $400 just for signing up there, binding your email address and your phone, and downloading the app. And if you deposit another $500, you get $400 again extra, then $800 already for free, plus access to the Telegram group here, where we were, where we are still killing it, even though the market is going down. Everything is described in the description of this video, guys, of this live stream. If you cannot reach me on Telegram, either on Twitter, AMCryptoAlex, or my email address, info@amcrypto.us, me or my team will then get back to you. So here, the liquidation levels, we have now taken out late or like too early, I would say, to people that try to knife catch here a potential bounce back to the upside. So they are out of the market. We have only low leverage positions below us, and a shit ton of high leverage positions on the short side above us, especially here around $111,000 and $113,000. They're massive concentration right now. And of course, once we are breaking here $103,000, there will be a short squeeze in direction of $106,000, $107,000, and then we start a cascade here even higher into higher levels. I can potentially even see here a super volatile move where we get this in like 1 or 2 4-hourly candles, the whole move from here $103,000, $104,000 all the way up to like $117,000. It would not surprise me, because everybody would get sidelined like crazy. So why do I believe that we will definitely move up here? Because liquidity, there is not a lot below us. We could go here to like $98,000 as I mentioned, but then look what's above here, like around $105,000. We're definitely gonna get a short squeeze, and then here the main target, and where the majority of the liquidity is also concentrated, is here at basically $112,000 right now here on the weekly chart. If I go to a monthly chart, there you see also here the majority of the liquidity is concentrated between $111,600 to like $117,500 approximately. That's where it's all stacked up. Then the Bitcoin dominance is now coming down here finally again a little bit, and we were already back in the rising wedge pattern. So remember what I said here the other day. I said I expect, regardless of how high we go, that the dominance will come back into this rising wedge pattern, and then we'll start completely to break down here, and this will be the start of the alt season. And I see early signs already of a potential alt season here. Sorry, Carlos, Carlos could not change anything about this. I send trades when I see the trades, you know. So of course some people will always miss them. Cannot change that. But back here to the charts. So here I definitely expect a continuation to the downside. The only problem that I have with this is the dominance can go down while Bitcoin is going down, and when that happens, then the market can still bleed overall. So it can still happen that the whole market is bleeding, even though the dominance is going down and Bitcoin is also going down. I have seen this in the past, so that's something to keep in mind here. The USDT dominance is completely on a rampage right now, to the upside. So that's something that we don't want to see at all, where we are breaking here above the 5.7% mark. So that's something you don't want to see here, and we need to get here a continuation to the downside to get here anything right now properly out of the market. The total free market cap is also breaking down here. We had here a head and shoulders pattern that confirmed the breakdown. We hit already the target of that. Luckily, we see here some buyers stepping in at 870 to 908 billion dollars approximately. 870 was always a strong support area. And for now that's holding. So as long as we are holding this, I also expect here some consolidation with continuation into higher levels. Now, if you cannot trade on Weex, because I know some guys struggle with signing up on Weex, guys, go to Tapit. There's also a link in the description where you can sign up on Tapit. Right now, they are matching what you deposit. So if you deposit at least $500, you get $500 for free. If you deposit, I think it was $200, you get $150. Yeah, that's how that works currently. So yeah, also go check that out if you have problems with signing up on Weex. That is your alternative. Now let's talk about Ethereum. So Ethereum, I was mapping this out here this morning, and looked at the original trade setup that I had given. So of course we got stopped out of that, and then I was thinking, okay, before we actually start to break down here now in direction of my next long attempt here on Ethereum, was like, okay, I think that if we are getting rejected here from this area, that was my thought process, if we get rejected from here, that the next logical area from where we can expect a bounce would be all the way down here at $3,152 to $3,105 to take a long from there. So this is what I'm currently still looking at, because price is coming down here. I have limit orders already set up there, but the target remains the same, and that is now the former support level of the overall trading range that we were in, which is then potentially in the imminent short term acting as resistance when we come back up there, and hence why I want to take profit then exactly at that level. So here on that setup, if we are coming down here into $3,150, $3,100, would be a 16% move on Ethereum to the upside that I'm currently looking at. So if you want to trade this with me together, guys, these are your levels, and my stop loss is at $3,036 approximately. Sorry, I poked my own eye with one of my fingers. That was not smart. So now Solana also coming back down here into huge buy clusters. You see here, here's almost $1 billion worth of spot buy orders for Solana. I also think that we're going to reach that level here again, $149 to $146 approximately. From there, we're going to get the bounce. And also here, the next trading setup, $168 is where I would go to. So this will act as resistance on the way up. Still my eye. With a stop loss here at $143 approximately. So you can make it a little bit tighter, because I don't believe that we go below even here that candle. But in the beginning, I rather have it a little bit loose, and then I can tighten it up later when price starts moving to the upside. So here, the most important thing to watch is that we break this downward sloping trend line here. Once that's broken, you can also just blindly enter a trade, and that trade is here to $168. That is the first level where I'm definitely going to take some profit off the table. Now, one of the coins that I was in and out today and actually lost a bunch of money, which annoyed me, because I was this morning, first I was nicely up, I was like up $400 or something, then I lost $2,000 over the course of today, which is really, really annoying. But yeah, sometimes you have days like that, and yeah, the other days you are then up again. Here on the 4-hourly chart, so let me... we had here this falling wedge pattern that played out really nicely, almost hit the technical target of it, which would have been $138. So in that pump, I made some good money here yesterday. And then also I think here in this candle, I also made some money again. But then here on the whole way down, that's where I basically gave it all back. So, and a little bit more. So we are, well, come here. We are forming here potentially again a small falling wedge pattern, but I don't really like the shape of it, both of it. I did not like the shape of both of them actually initially. So, and also the MACD is still selling off. The stochastic RSI put in a sell signal. Only the RSI is showing here some life signs that we are potentially turning around here, because the lower time frames, they're all overextended. So here the 15-minute chart wants to go up, the 30-minute chart wants to go up, the 1 hourly chart is about to want to go up here with the current 1 hourly candle, and of course that will spill over then again into the other time frames. But like the 4 hourly, the 12 hourly is not looking that bad, but like, yeah, the 4 hourly and the daily, they are looking a little bit cooked. So I'm currently waiting here a little bit for a new potential trade, but this is also one of the runners that we always have every single day, and that's why I want to talk about this quickly here. So if we reclaim $109, that would be a point where I would be like, okay, I would give it another try, and to run this up here to $130, $132 approximately. So let me actually give you here that setup there, $132 roughly there. So that is, yeah, a 21% move. And here the current candle low here over here, $103 would be my stop loss. That is still a 1 to 4 risk to reward ratio, but you have like a 5% stop loss. So I would not trade here with like 20x, you know, you get immediately liquidated when it hits the stop loss. So here like 5x is more than enough, because you make over 100% on the way up, and you maximum lose here 25% to the downside. Then Arweave is also one of the strong coins here today. I called it yesterday. I warned you that this is gonna run here to the upside, which it did then. Let me see here. No, I don't. Wait. No. There we go. So here on the 1 hourly chart, I think it was, it has already bottomed out. It is turning around. There was also one of the coins that I was trading today. We bounced here close to the golden ratio, so which is always a good sign. Now, what if you want to enter this, wait for a reclaim of the 0.786, and then you're gonna get continuation. And my target here, where's the mouse now? Here. From here, my target would be all the way up here, $8.07. So that is not a crazy move from here, $5.74. It's like a 40% move. So, and Arweave, ICP, all these coins, they run in a single day right now 30-40%. So even if it takes 2 days, it doesn't matter, you know. So if it takes 2 days, that's also fine. But yeah, I definitely see this running here again in the next coming days, especially if we get here above $5.75, which was one of the targets on the way up. So here, yeah, I would just wait a little bit, because it can also technically still come back down here into the golden ratio, and then I would long that from that specific area here of $5.36, because on the 4 hourly chart, stochastic coming down, RSI going up, which is good, MACD potentially giving continuation. So, and on the higher time frames, I think here 12 hourly is still fine, but daily looks again cooked here with a topping candle. So if tomorrow comes down into the golden ratio, I think it will not hold. If it comes down here into the golden ratio, it will go below that if we are getting here a pullback candle tomorrow, because that will be then a massive reversal candlestick pattern. So, but just to show you what's possible here in one single day, see here, that was a 41% candle yesterday. So I would be not surprised if we get here something like this again when we get above the 0.786 level. Then ICP, okay, so here my trade setup is already gone. ICP selling off right now, but went here to $8.90. Yeah, I don't need to tell you anything about this, guys. We were trading this in the group. I also said to you guys yesterday, you can enter this here from like, it was like $6.10, I think, is what I said, or I said here $6.65. I said, yeah, if it hits either one of these levels, you can enter this and see what happens. You know, it ran here into that resistance area. That's where I told the group take profit. So that was the reason I gave here $8.43 as a level, as the final take profit, and that's where we went out. And you see why, because we got rejected from there, now moving to the downside. Now, if you're looking for a re-entry, I'm actually going to a lower time frame. I'm going to give you here a nice juicy re-entry. It is this area here that I would be looking for. So if this holds support with two 15-minute candles or one 30-minute candle, when it comes a little bit lower, because it will come a little bit lower over the next 2 hours. So you need to wait 2 hours. And then if we close two 15-minute candles still in this area here, or reclaiming it with two 15-minute candles, then you can trade this. And you can trade this either to $8.43 or here into the golden ratio of $10.67, and that's what I'm personally doing. So I'm trading this to $10.67. Zcash looks pretty toppy to me on the 4-hourly chart, but that never stopped Zcash from running further, because here the stochastic wants to turn around, the RSI comes a little bit down, but also here, if you're looking for an entry to trade the continuation, so there's two ways how you can do that. You can either take here this area, or you are taking this area here. So $562 to $577, or you make it a little bit wider and you go here $546 to $577. But this is, of course, yeah, quite far away from the current price. There is a more risky level that you can look for, and that would be up here. $610 in that range here, even a little bit lower. $604 to $610 could be another tiny range. So if it holds there, and also here you get a 30-minute candle close still around that level when it comes a little bit lower, because it looks like they were turning around here a little bit. You can try to long it from here, but I would have a tight stop loss here at $591 would be my stop loss here, that low of that candle over here. So that's where I would set my trigger. Because if it goes below that, it will fall into that box, and then you can just long it from that box here and make it all back on the way back up, and then even more when we go here into the golden ratio of $732. So I believe that Zcash, and I said this before, Zcash will be at $1,000 by the end of the year, maybe even faster, because you have to understand, I only looked at this yesterday. Look at this here. I called it the first time all the way down here at like $100. So, and that was in October. That was like a month ago. It did 6x only from October. So if you go to September, so September, $48 here. So that was like when I came back, $50. So that is 12x, almost 13x. It did 13x at some point. Yeah, 13x in like 2 months. So this thing is in a bull run without that we are in a real bull run right now. So, and yeah, you want to make sure that you are on that ride, you know. So even if you get in right now and it goes up to $1,000, which is now unfortunately only another what is this, 80% move to the upside, 60% move to the upside. Put 5x leverage on that. You make 3x your money, and you don't need to sweat, you know, at all. So you can just relax and let it run, you know. So I want to have here maybe 1 or 2 other coins that I want to look at. Yeah, I want to give you another coin that I believe is going to run really hard here soon. And that is actually not Fetch. I don't know why Fetch is running here right now. Let me see. Wrong list. I need this list here. Oh, nice. My near back is up. So yeah, near, let it run. So I think Injective is one of the next coins that's going to run here really hard. Unfortunately, it's the wrong chart that I have here, but that's fine. So here on the daily chart, look, we just made here on the stochastic RSI a buy signal, on the MACD a buy signal, and the RSI is pointing to the upside. So here, the next target that this will explode to at some point is $7.82. You can get in basically right now. Let me see on the 4-hourly chart. Okay, not right now. Let's see where we can find an entry. So here, this downward sloping trend line. Yeah, so when we are breaking this trend line, this will mark your entry. So currently at $6.70. So basically a 2% move. A 2% move will be your entry level. Or if we come lower, $6.33. So these are the two levels from where I would long this. Yeah, and not before. And then let it run to $7.83 or even $8.22. But I think this will run really quickly here to the upside right now. Because I saw this today and I was like, oh, this is one of the coins that did not run yet, but shows signs of that it wants to run. And then I look at the daily chart and I was like, oh yeah, this thing that definitely wants to run here in the near term. So also on the weekly chart, here on the weekly chart it also bottomed. So if you go here from the top, you don't need to go all the way to the top, just from where it started to pull back here, from like $16.53. If you include the 10th of October, it pulled back 82%. So now if I go to the current low, it's still 63%. Anything between 60-70% is always a buy, guys. Even with a long position, it's always a buy. 60-70% on a major current coin like that, 60-70%, you can long blindly with 3 to 5x and you will be fine. And it will run then 60-70% back to the upside or even more than that. So that is the coin that I have right now on my radar and that I want to trade once we are breaking that level. And there was another one. I'm going to give you another one. I think Aptos was the other one. But I just want to make sure that I did not overlook something. Yeah, Aptos was the other one. So here, similar scenario. It is, okay, here 4 hourly wants to come down, but I think the daily. Here, yeah, basically Aptos front ran injective. So because we had here already that pump here, and because Bitcoin pulled back, Aptos pulled back like 10%. Yeah, so it had another 11% upside here today, but it also ran into resistance here at $3.15. So currently on like a 50 minutes chart, it is at support. Let's see here. Yeah, it could come a little bit lower. It could come a little bit lower. So what is this? Another 3% down? Yeah, rough. Yeah, 3%. Another 3%. So either 3% down, or also here break of this downward sloping trend line. So trust me, guys, these trend lines, they work like magic every single time. I'm gonna make a video about this over the weekend. How I trade these trend line breakouts and how accurate they are and on what time frames they are most accurate and all these kind of things. I'm gonna make a video about this. Yeah, I just did not decide yet which exchange I'm gonna use for that, but yeah, we're gonna see on Monday when I'm done with it. Maybe I even get a thumbnail over the weekend done for it. Not sure yet. Let's see how things are on Monday. So, but yeah, there you have all the trade setup, guys. Yeah. I hope Bitcoin will turn around here and that we're going to have a nice weekend and yeah, continuation of the bull run. But if not, guys, you know where to find trades. It's in my private group. Even if the market goes down, we make bank there. So yeah, make sure that you're in the group. Again, everything in the description. And I will go now. Gonna get a couple of drinks because of the money that I lost. And tomorrow is a new day and I'm gonna make it back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, guys. Wait, give me here a second. Whoa. Yeah, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then with more money and hopefully in my Telegram group by tomorrow.